Why hasn't Christmas lighting changed in the last 100 years? And why do we only put lights up for Christmas? Why not every other holiday? Why not all year round? I've always loved Christmas, and really, who doesn't? You know, back in the day, I can remember being in middle school. My parents didn't want to decorate, obviously, because they didn't want to get on a ladder. They didn't want to get on the roof. And truthfully, decorating for Christmas is kind of a chore. Nobody really wants to do it. But I remember I decided I'm going to do it. I'm going to make our house bright. I didn't know what to do, but I got Scotch tape out. I took some cheap old Christmas lights and I taped them to our house. I taped them around our windows. I taped them on the pillars. And I thought it was awesome. But a lot's changed since then. I love that Scotch tape story. It just reminds me of why I started a seasonal lighting business years ago. And we did hundreds of installs in the Carolinas. It took off so aggressively and we did so well. We were featured on the news. We had tons of 5-star ratings. We had people wanting to collaborate. It was a fun time, but ultimately gave it all up for this. I always remember that feeling at the end of an install when our customers would come out, their kids would come out. We turn the lights on for the first time. They're screaming. The parents are just loving it. And I thought to myself in those moments, I'm thinking, why can't we replicate that during other holidays during the year? Why can't we have this amazing experience every day of the year? And that's ultimately what I was looking to solve, is how do we take this Christmas magic and spread it out throughout the year to, help us not just enjoy life more, but help us fall in love with our homes again. And so we started researching, we started finding, how can we make Christmas lights permanent? How can we take that temporary feeling, spread it all throughout the year? I was looking at lights that went in the ground and shined up, and lights, that you would put on your house. They were like Christmas lights, but you could change the color with a remote. And none of that really was what I was looking for. But I stumbled across permanent track lighting, and I realized this is probably what I need to start looking into. And I would find a brand where they had a terrible a phone app but a good product, or they had a really good product but the app was so hard to use, and that wasn't going to do it. That's not what I wanted. And so I researched until I came across this one manufacturer that had really high standards. They were super serious, had a great warranty, and I realized this is what I would want on my home, and this is something I'm comfortable installing on other people's homes. Really, I looked for a product that I knew I'd be able to install and sleep at night knowing it's not going to cause problems. They're not going to have a house fire. I wanted to install something that I personally trusted on my house. I really didn't think permanent lights were going to take off. There's always that voice in the back of your head as an entrepreneur where you have a great idea, but you wonder, am I the only one who thinks this is a good idea? Or does everyone else think it's a good idea too? Like, is this product really have market fit? And I didn't know if permanent lights was going to take off in Charlotte. I didn't see people really doing it. I hadn't heard of very many people doing it, but we advertised a little bit. And I remember our very first house, our customer's name was Alexa. And we went in there, presented the product, showed it to her. She liked it, put her deposit down. We did an install. And then all her neighbors came out. They were loving the lights. And I thought, wow, it just confirmed to me, this isn't just me who wants this. People want this. So we went all in. Permanent lights is what we were going to do. But then I realized there was one huge problem, and that's it. This is a terrible business model. I come from doing reoccurring revenue and installs every year for the same clients, and building our clientele base. And now I'm transitioning to a whole different business model where we install one time and that's it. And what's good for the client is obviously that the quality is so high, you can keep these lights on your house for like 25, 30 plus years. It's got a lifetime warranty. We replace the bulbs for free. But the bad thing was we don't get more revenue. It's the first and last permanent lighting install our clients ever need. And I struggled with that a little bit at first as an entrepreneur. But what I realized is this is what's best for the client. This is what's best for the homeowner. And ultimately, it was the right thing to do. How could I justify charging these same clients thousands of dollars year after year for just temporary Christmas lights, knowing that there was such a better product out there? Not only did they get to keep it longer, but they got to use it for more holidays, and they got to use it for things like security and architectural lighting. It just made sense. What I didn't realize is this became about more than just lights. A lot of our customers feel safer now having lights on all around the home, or they even have their lights change colors throughout the week when it's like a trash day or recycling day. I was talking to Milton, who lives a few blocks down the road recently, and he was telling me that now that he's got the lights on and he celebrates, Super Bowl and the Buckeyes game.
When the Buckeyes won the national championship, my house was lit up, lit up.
His neighbors are even texting him saying, "Hey, my team's playing. Can you put the lights on?"
I got requests to put up Buffalo Bill lights,
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagle lights.
Okay.
Yeah, so, hey, can you put up? Sure, I can do that. So, yeah.
And he was just sharing with me how now he's connecting in ways he wouldn't have otherwise with neighbors he didn't really know. And ultimately, these lights are changing the way people interact with each other. It's because of these customer experiences and these testimonies that we've been able to grow. And we've done hundreds of installs in multiple cities across the Carolinas. And we've been able to hire, multiple installers and estimators and office staff and dramatically transform their livelihoods as well. And not only have we started to change the lives of the homeowners, but we're also changing the look of these neighborhoods and cities. We are recreating that magical Christmas experience that used to be once a year, and now we're making this an everyday occurrence. Some people call me crazy for getting rid of $1 million seasonal lighting business for this, but I like it more because we do one install and it's complete. I mean, these lights literally last over 25 years on your home, and we believe that so much that we're offering a lifetime warranty. We just want to offer a product that you would own and own forever, and that's the Marvelous Way.